Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? This is Sin Elias with Crescent City Conjure, and today I just wanted to share a little bit of spiritual work that we do, that I do. A lime working is a traditional way to silence your enemies. So these are people who are spreading gossip or slander on your name. And when you need to stop them from speaking against you, this is a simple way to do it. There are more aggressive ways to do this. You may be familiar with the beef tongue working. And the beef tongue working is done in a similar way that this lime working is, but this is the first blow. For me, when I have to do this working, it's my initial kind of, please be quiet. This is please be quiet. The tongue working is like a different way of saying that. All right, so let me start with explaining everything that I got laid out. Limes are a little bitter, a little more bitter than lemons. So we use limes for silencing work, not lemons. Lemons are sweet in our world. Limes are sour, so limes are good for this type of working. Next, you're going to want to find yourself some alum. This is alum. It just looks like it looks like a quartz crystal. If you're familiar with crystals, it's a lot softer though, so you can grind it up into a powder. I have some alum powder already ground up, so we're going to use that in this working. Alum is the main ingredient in deodorant, and it's used to shut the pores closed so that you don't sweat, and that's why we use it to shut people's mouths. All right, alum is the main ingredient in this work. Traditionally, you could use aspirin, but the reason why they're using aspirin is because of its alum content. If you can't find just alum alone, because you may have to go to a specialty store or like a website to find it, then you can use aspirin instead. We have a knife to cut our lime. We have some pins to close our lime up after we've loaded it up. And this blank piece of paper is going to represent the picture, name, date of birth, and all that of our enemy. All right. And I really wish I could have a person to show you, but I'm not going to do that because that would be wrong. All right. Scissors to cut our red string. The red string is to further secure the lime once it's all set up. So go ahead and start by cutting your lime. First, I want to say, and one more thing, the black fabric should be down before you cut your lime. And before you do any type of work, you should have a candle and a glass of water present to signify the spirit that spiritual work is being done. This is just a tutorial, so I'm not all the way set up. I'm not doing it 100% of the way. I'm just giving you guys something to work from, okay? So you start by cutting your lime down the middle like this. Boom, boom, down the middle. All right. And you get your picture of your target. If you have personal concerns of the person you're targeting, all the better. Like hair, nails, blood, something like that, or clothing is cool. Take the picture and fold it 3 times going away from you, okay? So that's 1, 2, 3. You're going to fold it 3 times going away from you. You can flip it and fold it again if you want. 1, 2, 3. And this is just another sign to spirit saying that I want to send whatever's on this paper away from you, okay? After your picture is closed, folded up into a square, I'm going to go ahead and put it right there in the middle of the line, just like that. All right? From there, you take your alum powder, which should have been ground up beforehand, or your aspirin tab, or whatever you're using, and go ahead and sprinkle the picture with that ground up alum. It is beneficial and smart to wear gloves. You don't want to get any of these more aggressive powders on your hands. I usually use Silence-Nine enemy powder that you can find on CrescentCityConjure.us. But alum is good, or Silence-Nine enemy powder. It has alum in it. Go ahead and get a nice little sprinkle on that picture. Once again, like, I'm not wearing gloves, but you should definitely wear gloves. This is just a tutorial, so I'm not going 100% of the way. Be smart in your work. Don't be sloppy. You can end up cursing yourself if you're covering your hands with cursing powder, so be smart about it. We have the other top of the lime. Go ahead and place that on top. So you have the picture of your enemy. You have your cursing powder, silence an enemy, or ground alum on there. All right. I typically try to stay in the space of 9 black pens that are used. But the truth is, the pins are really just covering. It's just are just securing the line closed. So you can use as many or as little pins as you need to make sure that this thing is closed. If you want to stay in a certain number, you absolutely could, if you find significance in it. But the truth is, the pins are a function of the work, just to keep this line closed. So go ahead and go around your line. I like to make X's on my line because we're talking about crossing someone. So to me, in a lot of ways, that's literal. I'm literally crossing them up. I'm crossing each pin to cause disruption in their life so that they don't have the time, energy, focus to mess with me, right? So we're silencing our enemies right now. So if you wanted to look at that, I'm making sure that the top of the pin exits through the bottom of the line, and when I go back in to make my X, I'm doing it in reverse, right? So I have the top here going through the bottom, and I'm going through the bottom to the top. So more signs to spirit of what I'm trying to do, because spirit doesn't speak English, right? So you speak to spirit through symbology. That's how it knows what you're trying to do. That's why you put the personal concerns of your enemies. That's why you use certain ingredients. That's why you use certain numbers, colors, and ways of doing the work to signify to spirit, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. I know you don't speak English, so I'm going to show you in symbols what I'm trying to do. Of course, you can use your words in this work. You can use certain psalms for cursing. There's a very a very good psalms that I like. Sorry, not psalms. A very good Bible verse in Corinthians that I like, but I'll let y'all look that up yourselves, or use whatever one that you want to use, whatever psalms you want to use that you feel like is appropriate, or you can just speak from the heart. All of that, when you're really mad at someone, you know, that anger might be what you want to draw off of. So just continue around the line until it's nice and secure, and you have enough of your pins nice and secure. Next, you want to move to your string. I use red string for everything. Red string is a traditional way of securing things in hoodoo practice. You could use black string if you want. To me, red string it represents the activeness of the blood, the activity of passion and desire, right? So it's, to me, this is what is really, it's not just the physical addition of the string that closes the line, but it's the representation of your personal desires and willpower that's closing this line as well. So you take the string and you wrap it around the line going away from you. All right, wrap the string around the line going away from you. Typically, I try to make this an X as well. This is another sign to spirit that whatever is going on in this line, you wish to wrap it away from you, wish to push it away from you. All right, so I go this way, and what I usually do is go back around, take the second string, turn it, so that I can change direction of the string to make an X over the line. And you can see that the pieces are starting to wobble. So the string is absolutely necessary. Another thing that the string helps to do is push all of the ingredients together. So you want this picture to dissolve, and you want the alum to dissolve within the picture and within the lime. You want all of these ingredients to become caustic once they begin to work together, so that they can become caustic to the individual who's causing these issues. So wrap it around and around and away from you, okay? So on and so forth. Once you get to the other end and you feel like it's nice and wrapped, you want to close it up. You want to just knot it up again. All right. And this is my little sloppy tutorial line. My work is tight, alright? So your work should be tight too. So do this with a lot more, be very careful when you do it, and take much more time, of course. But once you get to the other end, and you can use your pins to secure the string. So you see that string secured to the pin. If you're having trouble making that X, find the pin head to secure the string too. When you finally get to the other end to finish your string, close it 3 times or 9 times, depending on your preferred style. I do it 3 times. There's a way that spirit is enclosed in certain packets like this, or certain charms like this, and it's not just by securing it. There's certain ways that you secure it so that the spirit stays within the object. And the way that I do that is by making these X's that I previously described, and then making these knots, these three knots. All right, so after your lime, after your lime is nice and secure, right? It's nice and ready to go. Um, I I add an extra layer of protection, which is the black fabric, right? So when you bury a lime, and we're going to be burying this lime. When you bury a lime, dogs can smell it, right? And dogs have a habit of digging things up. If a dog digs up your lime and the pictures of your enemies are just everywhere, that's sloppy work. So we add another layer of protection. Let's say we bury it and a dog digs it up. They're still not going to be able to see what's inside of it and stuff like that. Typically, I would bury this at a cemetery, so I don't expect any dogs to be at a cemetery, but there may be a cemetery keeper there who may see your charms either buried or notice that there's a hole that there wasn't a hole before. If that person should happen to find it, what I'm saying is that you just want to make for damn sure that no one's going to be clocking your work. Even if they find it, make it really difficult for them to know what's going on. So you would bind this 3 times. Typically, what I do is light this whole thing on fire. The reason why I do that is because the fabric, which is really loose right now, will constrict. Especially if it's synthetic fabric, it'll constrict around the line, causing a further level of protection. Even if someone went in to undo the knots, because you lit it on fire, the fabric is sticking to the knots, and the knots are hard to undo. So you will go to a cemetery, of course, pay your 3 pennies to enter the cemetery. Find a grave or a space that wants to work with you. You can do this through divination, and make sure you have a little hand shovel. Dig yourself a hole, drop this in there, pay the spirit 3 pennies, or I pay a quarter. I pay a quarter for this work, so we pay for everything. I put a quarter next to the lime, and then I bury it up. All right, and you're good to go. All right, make sure you say your prayers, and of course add more spirit to it. This is just a tutorial. You want to be completely engaged and involved in this. So I hope you can use this, and this is the nice way to deal with people who are talking against you. Like I said, the more aggressive ways, but I'm not going to share those. Until next time, guys, this is Sin Elias with Crescent City Conjure. You can find me at 2402 Royal Street, the Facebook page, the Instagram page, all that stuff. But always best in person. I'll see you when you get here. Bye, guys.